Good morning, students. In the last class, we have just discussed about atomic radii, variation in the atomic radii, and ionization enthalpies. So, I have just explained you about the graphs and then how the atomic radii varies along the period, okay, and in the groups 3D, 4D, and 5D, and how the ionization enthalpies of some elements are going to vary by the reasons. Now, in this class, next point is oxidation states possessed by D block elements. Oxidation states of D block elements. So, oxidation states is one of notable property shown by notable feature shown by D block elements. That is, this D block elements will show variable or multiple oxidation states because of their n-1 d and ns orbitals available for bonding. Okay, because of availability of n-1 d 1 to 10 and ns 1 to 2 electrons available for bonding. So these d block elements are showing variable oxidation states, or the multiple oxidation states will be shown by the D block elements. So now we will give the first row, that is 3D series oxidation state. Then I will explain the properties: scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, Fe, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. These are the 10 elements which are present in the 3D series. So for titanium plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, for scandium plus 3, vanadium plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So underlined will be most common oxidation states of the elements. Okay, chromium plus 2 plus 3. So plus 2 is generally common for all the elements in the periodic table. So here plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, okay, plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4, okay. Most common will be, the underlined one will be the most common oxidation state of the element. In the scandium plus 3, titanium plus 4, vanadium plus 5, chromium plus 3 and plus 6, manganese plus 2 and plus 7, then Fe plus 2 and plus 3, cobalt plus 2 and plus 3, then nickel plus 2 and plus 3, then copper plus 1 and plus 2, zinc plus 2. So here if we observe the elements, that is in the middle of the series, greatest or highest oxidation state will be possessed by the elements which are present in the middle of the series. Say for example, Mn is possessing plus 7 oxidation state in the 3D elements. So in the whole periodic table of D block elements, osmium and ruthenium are the elements which are showing highest oxidation state of plus 8 in their compounds. Okay, in the whole D block 40 elements, osmium and ruthenium are the two elements which are showing highest oxidation state of plus 8 in their elements. Now in the 3D series, Mn is the element showing plus 7 oxidation state, highest of plus 7 oxidation state in its MnO4 minus compounds. Okay, so now see the oxidation states of all element. Here plus 2 oxidation state is most common oxidation state in the D block or 3D series, except for scandium, because in the scandium very few D electrons are present. Okay, now next point. So here in the lesser number of oxidation states will be either shown by extreme ends of the series. That means at the extreme ends either 2 or 3 oxidation states will be shown, because of the reason that there will be very few D electrons to share, or there will be many D orbitals but few electrons to be present. Okay. Now next, generally ionic bonds are formed. Ionic bonds are formed in the +2 and +3 oxidation states, and these will be stabilized by elements like carbonyls. Okay, that is metal carbonyls. The ionic bonds will be present in the oxidation states +2 and +3, whereas covalent bonds will be formed by the elements or oxidation states greater than +3, and these will be stabilized by the highly electronegative elements like oxygen or fluorine. Okay, so generally ionic bonds are formed by the oxidation states of +2 and +3, and generally lower oxidation states are stabilized by carbonyls, metal carbonyls or carbonyls having pi ligand or carbonyls. Okay, and covalent bonds will be formed by the compounds having +3 greater than +3 oxidation state. That means +3 to +7 oxidation state will be generally forming the covalent bonds, and they will be stabilized by the atoms, highly electronegative atoms like oxygen and fluorine. Okay, now next, in going down a group, the stability of higher oxidation state increase, whereas that of lower oxidation state decrease. Within a group, maximum oxidation state increase with atomic number. Say for example, iron shows a common oxidation state of 2 and 3, whereas in the same group, ruthenium and osmium will show the element up to +6 and +8. So that within a group, maximum oxidation state increases with increase in atomic number. Then, so here there will be variation of 1 electron in the d electron. That means in each element, from one element to another, we are adding a 1 electron, so that here in the d block elements, these oxidation states will differ by 1 unit, whereas in the p block elements, the oxidation states will generally increase or differ by 2 units. Say for example, Pb +2 +4, antimony +2 +4, then like this. Okay, so here in the d block elements, with the increase of atomic number, we are increasing only 1 electron at a time, so that the variation in the oxidation state will be by unity. But in the p blocks, there will be 2 unit difference is observed in the elements. Okay, so now next one, trends in electrode potentials of d blocks elements. Trends in, next property, trends in electrode potential of d block elements. Trends in electrode potentials of d block elements. So electrode potential is a just property which is involved in the reaction or reactivity of the element. That means it is involved or it is explained to have the reactivity of the elements. So here electrode potential is depending on enthalpy of hydration, enthalpy of atomization, enthalpy of sublimation, first and second enthalpy of ionizations, and so first enthalpy of hydration. Okay, all these properties will include the property called as electrode potential. Lower the electrode potential, so that is, we say more negative the electrode potential, then metal will be highly reactive one. Okay, and it will liberate hydrogen from dilute acids. So okay, and this metal having lower electrode potential or more negative electrode potential acting as reducing stronger reducing agents. Okay, this is the general trend in the electrode potential. Electrode potential is a function which is depending on enthalpy of atomization, enthalpy of sublimation, first and second ionization enthalpy, then enthalpy of hydration. Okay, so here in general, if lower the electrode potential, that is more negative the electrode potential, then metal will become highly reactive, so that it will liberate hydrogen gas from the dilute acids and acts as a stronger reducing agent. And as the value increases, that is increase in the electrode potential, that is more positive value, then the reactivity becomes less, the metal will be acting as nobler and it will not liberate hydrogen from acids and it will be acting as strong oxidizing agent. Okay, so this is the general property. Now I will give you the electrode potentials of 3D and how the variations in the electrode potentials are going to observe. Okay, so first I will give you the graph of electrode potential. Here calculated electrode potentials. It is atomic number along x-axis, atomic number, and along y-axis electrode potential. This is the graph 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3 titanium, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Okay, so here this is the trend observed trend, and this will be the calculated trend for the elements. So general, the variation in the electrode potential is not regular. It has just peaks and downs in the variation of electrode potential. Now let us discuss about 3D and 4D series or 3D series. First series electrode potential of the elements. Okay, so here by this we can just give the relation between delta G is equal to minus NF E naught, so that greater the or more negative is the electrode potential, then delta G will be negative, so that reaction will be spontaneous. Otherwise, if E naught becomes positive, then delta G also becomes positive and the reaction becomes non-spontaneous. So here what is the relation between delta G and delta H? It is given by delta G star is equal to delta H star minus T delta S star. So that one relation is linked to another. So for explaining delta G, that is spontaneity of the reaction, we require delta H, that is delta H of the reaction, and delta H of the reaction will depend on all these values. So in turn these values will depend on delta E naught, that is electrode potential. Now in the 3D, titanium is having 1.63 minus 1.63, vanadium minus 1.18, then chromium minus 0.90, manganese minus 1.18, then Fe minus 0.44, okay, then CO minus 0.28, nickel minus 0.25, then copper plus 0.34, then zinc minus 0.76. So here I have written the electrode potentials of 3D series. So in the series we can observe that there is more negative values are observed for manganese, manganese, nickel and zinc than the others. So as per the values, so here value go on decreasing, negative value, but the value is decreasing. But for the manganese the value has increased. So the more negative values of Mn, zinc and nickel can be explained by the following facts, that Mn is having D5 configuration. Okay, Mn is having d phi configuration and stability, high half filled orbitals are highly stable, so that because of stability and d phi configuration Mn plus 2 and the value is greater than, more negative than, so here observed value. Then for the nickel the value is more negative because of the fact that negative enthalpy of hydration. Okay, because of negative enthalpy of hydration, the value of Ni plus 2 is more negative than the observed fact. Then by Zn, so here Zn will have weaker metallic bond. Zn will have weaker metallic bond because there is lower enthalpy of atomization, and second ionization enthalpy is having D10 configuration. Because of all these reasons, the value of zinc is more negative than the expected value because of lower enthalpy of atomization and weaker metallic bond, and hence second ionization enthalpy of Zn is having D10 configuration, that is it is low. Okay, so because of these all reasons, the elements in the 3D series have got the values other than the expected one. So here I have also underlined copper. Okay, and here the copper value is just different from the others. So what is the reason that? So here copper is having positive electrode potential rather than negative electrode potential. It shows that copper is having unable to form easily copper solid E2 plus 2 ions. That means the conversion of Cu solid to Cu plus 2 ions is a difficult process. Okay, and here the copper value is positive, so that it will be unable to liberate hydrogen from the dilute acids. Only in the presence of strong oxidizing agents like nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid and concentrated H2SO4, the reactions of copper will be taking place. So now what is the reason for the positive value of copper? So just I will explain you. Here the value of electrode potential is positive for the copper because of the reason that, one reason is it is not able to convert, that is it is difficult to convert from copper solid to copper plus 2 ions. Okay, so that it will just not liberate hydrogen from the dilute acids, but in the presence of strong oxidizing agents, it can be just reduced. So in the presence of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid, it can be reduced. So here the high energy to transform this process is not balanced by its enthalpy of hydration. Because of this reason, here copper is having so higher or positive electrode potential. So then here in the conversion, Fe plus 3 is more stable because it is having D phi configuration. So it is impossible or difficult to convert to Fe plus 2. Similarly, Mn plus 2 to Mn plus 3, it is difficult to convert because of the D phi configuration of Mn in the series. Okay, in the next class I will just discuss about magnetic properties and I will solve one or two problems. Thank you.